Okay, hi guys, welcome to another edition of Burton Ballerz. And today I'm going to be doing my first ever collaboration, and I'm going to be doing it with EMB Football News. So if anyone else would like to do collaborations with me, just let me know, because I'm quite willing to do some collaborations with some other fellow YouTubers out there. So let's get this conversation started. So today we're doing a collaboration because it's Project Restart, the start of a brand new season. So when I say a brand new season, it's not exactly a brand new season, but what it is, it's the restart of the season that was bluntly interrupted, as we all know, because of this COVID-19 situation that has been going on. So EMB, what do you think? Are you getting excited? Because I know that your team are actually kicking off this, not kicking off, you're playing the second game after Sheffield United versus Aston Villa. Then you will be playing Manchester City. How do you feel about the restart of the season?
Yeah, I feel excited because you know, we haven't had football for so long, so it'll just be like a new era, like a new start, and hopefully the teams would be fresh and ready to go, and yeah.
Okay, so how confident are you of Arsenal trying to break into that top four? Do you think they can do it, or do you think it's too late for them to do that?
Yeah, I don't think it's possible because you know, Chelsea are not far ahead, but a bit far. They're fourth. Third is Leicester. Liverpool just got. I don't think it's possible now.
Yeah, because for me, it's quite hard for me to say who's going to finish because we don't know. Because had the season carried on, then I think that Chelsea would definitely got top four because they started to get that momentum after a good 4-0 win over Everton. But it's just like the start of a brand new season again, and sometimes. When you start a season, you get some strange results before people pick up their form. But I think Chelsea's style of football, the higher energy type of football, we got some of our players back, some of them have rested. So I think it could stand us in good stead for the rest of the season. Arsenal, obviously, they got their game in hand against Manchester City, so a lot depends, I think, on how they perform in today's one. If they don't win that game, I think, is it 8 points behind Chelsea at the moment? Or 11, I can't remember. But it was, so if they don't take that game in, if they don't take advantage of this game in hand, then I can't see them doing anything. Do you think that the season should have restarted, or do you believe that we should have just copied what they did in France and Holland and abandoned the season?
For my sake, probably yeah, but for the players, probably not, because it's still unsafe. Um, Still like the coronavirus going on, and it'll be hard to social distance with the defending and the Premier League's known for like tight, like being tight. Like the defending's better than some of the other leagues, like the Bundesliga, Liga and stuff. And for the players' sake, no. For my sake, yeah.
Yeah, but we've seen you mentioned the Bundesliga. Okay, the defending may not be as tight as you said, but it's worked there because they've been 3 weeks now 3-4 weeks now into their restart, and we've had no major hiccups. And I think if they carry out the safety procedures, which they are definitely going to do, then I think the players should be quite safe. The fact that people like Conte have come back and Troy Deeney, who had reservations earlier, they must have been looking at how people have been doing in Germany, and they probably think that it's quite safe to do so. So they'll still be carrying out the regular tests like we saw. Yeah, I know, but they'll still be carrying out different tests. And as you saw with Norwich, the player tested positive, and then he got tested again, and he was negative. So they'll still be carrying out the tests. So I think there's a lot of procedures in place to make sure that the players are going to be kept safe. But so who do you see finishing in the top four though?
Liverpool, Manchester.
Oh, it's Liverpool. It's
Liverpool, Manchester City, Chelsea, and probably Leicester. So they're the same top four.
Yeah. Because I probably would have said Leicester would have dropped out had the season gone on, but because their squad is quite small, but because they've got they've had that rest now, their players could have been rested and they can kick on for the rest of the 9 games to the end of the season. There was an interesting thing that I saw today in the Athletic. It was a newspaper, and in that they said that they feel that the teams who don't have to travel the longer distances are going to be at an advantage because of all the procedures that need to take place because of COVID. Do you agree with that? The teams who've got shorter distances or got more home games?
Yeah, because it's a shorter distance and it's less travelling. That's because people, there's people who have the who could contract the virus. He could go out in the fresher air whilst training, and it's a shorter distance. So it's better.
Yeah. So what about the home advantage? Obviously, that's not going to count anymore because you haven't got the home fans going for you. Do you think? Who do you think is going to benefit the most, and who do you think are going to be the losers of having no home fans?
Okay, Arsenal are going to benefit because Arsenal are they always criticise them.
They're things but the Arsenal are always quiet anyway, aren't they? It's probably like having behind closed doors matches when Arsenal. Sorry to get that in.
Anyway, the losers probably it's pretty hard to the losers actually.
For me, I think Aston Villa maybe because they are in a relegation battle and their fans are quite vocal, so they're going to miss that support from supporters. West Ham, if it used to be at the Bowling or Upton Park, then I'll say West Ham. But since they've moved to the London Stadium, the atmosphere there is rubbish. Liverpool don't need it. Liverpool had this coronavirus kicked in earlier on in the season, then I don't think Liverpool will be as high as their points margin wouldn't be as high because they've had a lot of decisions because of referees have been swayed by the crowd. So I think if it carries on for next season, Liverpool would definitely be at a disadvantage because the referees are swayed by the cop. Chelsea this season, their home record hasn't been as good as the away record, so I think it will give the youngsters more freedom to express themselves without playing in front of supporters. So I think Chelsea can be at an advantage. Manchester United probably be at a disadvantage because obviously Old Trafford can be an intimidating place for teams to go to, but now that there's no supporters there, I think that they may be at a disadvantage as well. Wolverhampton probably will be at a disadvantage, but we can only wait and see what happens when it kicks in again. Also, I'll be watching some of the Bundesliga's matches, and I think that the atmosphere has improved since they've introduced the crowd noises onto the TV screens. That's something that I did actually advocate in one of my videos when I spoke about bringing the games back. What do you think of the crowd noises? Do you think they've made a big difference, or do you still feel that it's a bit flat in the games?
It's not going to be the same as when actual fans are there, but it's actually it's motivating. I think it's worked. It's not flat at all. It gives it atmosphere, and yes, it's like it's not on closed doors at all.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So before we go, it's nice having you on actually, and it's a good conversation. Tell viewers who haven't subscribed to your channel, what's your channel about, and how do you what's the kind of format of your channel?
I like to give news. I like to give tell my viewers news. I like to inform them on what's happening. I've changed my calendar, like what I do on certain days. Obviously today is gonna be the lineups, and I just like I just love football, and I just want to give you guys news. So that's what my channel's about.
Okay, thank you very much. So, guys, if you haven't already subscribed, he's EMB Football News. I'll put it in the notes below for anyone who wants to subscribe to his channel. He does. It's quite snappy. It's only probably about 4 or 5 minutes long, so it keeps your attention span. So, give him a go, give him a watch, and if you like what he's got, just hit that subscribe button. So, thank you for having me, or thank you for being on this channel, and thank you for collaborating with me, and hopefully we can collaborate soon. If anyone else wishes to collaborate with me, or even EMB, I'm sure that you'll like to have more collaborations as well, then just let us know and we'll be happy to accommodate. So until next time, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on all post notifications, and let's get ready for Project Restart. Let's get excited, guys. This is it. It's starting tonight, so it's time to get pumped up because the season's gonna. You ready?
After a long time.
Exactly. Bye everyone. Take care. Bye bye.
See you in the next video.